right, people, how are we doing? This is Ricky Warwick, and you're listening to my good friend Gino on Rockum Radio. Oh, yeah.
Your new album, When Life Was Hard and Fast, will release this February 19 via Nuclear Blast. Congratulations, Ricky.
Yep. Thank you.
In my opinion, When Life Was Hard and Fast is an honest album, straight rock and roll, real lyrics. It's like an X-ray of life. Ricky, how could you describe this new album?
I think you just described it very well, Gino. I think that's exactly what it is.
Oh, thank you.
It's a real honest rock and roll album. I mean, I always wear my heart on my sleeve. I always write from the soul. I always write about what I believe in and what's important to me. And, you know, I want to make rock and roll records with loud guitars and anthemic choruses and songs that people can connect to, and hopefully songs that people can remember and feel something with as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me tell you, your lineup is fantastic. Keith Nelson, ex-Muriel, former Buck Cherry, and Robert Crane. That guy is awesome. I know that you play with him in Black Star Rider, but a beautiful biography, because I remember him playing with Vince Neil in Carve Stone in the 90s. That's fantastic.
That's great, yeah.
What can you tell me about your lineup?
Robbie's amazing. Robbie's played with so many cool people.
Yeah.
Because he's so good. You know, he's an amazing musician. But Robbie's just such a great guy, and he's a good guy to have around. I mean, his energy is really positive all the time. He's funny as hell. I love being in a band with Robbie Crane. He's one of my dearest and closest friends. And, you know, when it comes to just playing the record, it's very easy to go, because it's a solo record, let's not get the guys from Black Star Riders to play on it and make it different. Mm-hmm. And I try and do that. But Robbie's my favorite bass player in the whole world, so I just have to have him involved whenever I'm doing anything, because he's so good.
Yes, I'm agree with you. I remember him in Rat in final 90s, beginning of 2000. Yeah. It's amazing, Robbie. And well, in Keith, everybody knows about him in Buck Cherry with ex-Muriel.
Of course. Thank you. Yeah, they're great. They're just great players. You know, it was very easy for me as a singer and, you know, a writer and a performer. When you have those guys backing you up, it makes my job very easy, because they're so talented.
Yes. How was that creative process in Why Life Was Hard and Fast? Any story to share?
Yeah, you know, I just started writing the songs, and then when I hooked up with Keith, I had quite a lot of ideas, maybe 20 ideas, and then Keith and I sat and went through everything and finished writing the songs together, and really worked out the sort of ones that we wanted to put on the record that we felt were the strongest. That was all done like in 2018, so it was done a few years ago, and then we recorded the album in 2019, in April of 2019.
Okay. So it took 2 years. You had that songs 2 years ago.
Yeah, you know, I always planned to release the album 2021, you know, regardless of the pandemic. The pandemic didn't change my plans, because last year I was supposed to be very busy with Black Star Riders, touring with Black Star Riders, because we just put the Black Star Riders record out at the end of 2019. So that's really why why there's a delay for when the solo record came out.
Okay. Talking about the music, is there any difference between this new record and the previous one on your solo career?
Yeah, I mean, I think there is. There's always a difference. You know, it's new ideas, it's new songs. I'm working with new people, and you know, I didn't. Apart from Robbie Crane, he's the only person that played on the last solo record. So a different producer, obviously with Keith Nelson, different band. So yeah, everything, different studio. So everything is different. So you're creating a completely different vibe and a completely different mindset than the previous album.
Okay. You know, I listened to your album like 4 times, and I love it. It's like you're welcome. It's my style, and you have beautiful songs like Fighting Hard, and the other single You Don't Love Me, and When Life Was Hard and Fast, and this is your last single. Let me tell you, you have more songs, more beautiful songs. For example, Cloud of Misery. Cloud of Misery is an amazing song. It's short, but it has something special. I don't know why, but it's really
well. I think it's maybe connects, and you know that song's kind of cool because what you're hearing on the actual finished record is really just that's the iPhone demo that I made when I wrote the song. I sang it into my phone and sent it to Keith, and I said, "Hey, we should record this." And he went, "It's done." And I went, "It's just an iPhone demo. It's not done." He said, "Look, man," he said, "there's a great desperation and vibe that you have on this. Let's make it sound like an old Hank Williams or old Woody Guthrie 78 from the 40s. Some crackle and distortion." He said, "Let's not change anything," and that's what we did. But I think the lyric of that song we can all connect to. It's about putting on, painting a smile on when you're actually, falling apart inside and trying to remain positive when maybe things aren't going too well for you. Certainly that could be. Obviously, the song was written before the pandemic, but obviously we all have days with this craziness that's going on right now. Where some days we're like, okay, it's what it is, we'll get through it, and then some days you just don't want to get out of bed. You're just like, oh God, And I think that's really the essence of Clown of Misery, and I think that's maybe why it connects with so many people, which is great,
Of course, and other song that I love is "Time Doesn't Seem to Matter," and it's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
What can you tell me about this song, Ricky?
Funny again. That was one of those moments that it just happened. That I had the song. I brought it into Keith. We were in the studio. We were working on demos for the album, and I was really sick that day. I had a really, really bad head cold, and Keith and I made a couple of chord changes on the chorus, which really made the chorus. And he said, "Hey, let's do the demo of it." And I went, "Oh man," "I don't really want to sing today. I'm not feeling that good." And Keith was like, just sing it. It's fine. It's just a demo. Nobody's going to hear it. Don't worry about it." And I was like, "Okay." So we just set up one microphone, and I sat down and I played it on the acoustic guitar one time, and went, "That's the demo." So then when we came to record the album, we spent the day. We set up all the mics, and we tried to re-record the song for the album, and we couldn't get it any better because the head cold that I had given my voice a certain vibe and texture that I just couldn't recreate. So I just looked at Keith and I said, "Let's just keep the demo." And so we kept the demo, and then we added the strings, and then the girl singing on it is actually my daughter. That's my daughter Pepper, who's duetting with me on the song.
Wow, she had
so which is an amazing experience for me to have her sing on that song. It's a really important song for me.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Ricky, your album with the Almighty, Soul Destruction, Power Tripping, Crank are amazing. Any plan?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Any plan with the Almighty? Maybe after the pandemic, an anniversary tour?
No.
Definitely no?
Absolutely not.
No. Why? No chances.
Well, why go backwards? Why go backwards to move forward? Why recreate something that was magical and expect it to be the same? 20 years later, it's not going to be the same.
Okay.
Nobody in the band wants to do it. Everybody is happy. Everybody's happy with their lives. Everybody's busy. I don't feel the need to go back and revisit the Almighty. I love the Almighty. I still play the songs when I do solo shows. I play a lot of Almighty songs. I love those songs. But I don't feel the need. It doesn't feel like it's unfinished business to me. It feels like it's great, and the legacy is great, and I'm very proud of it. And let's just leave it at that.
No, you're right. The song Range is amazing. Range to change your way of thinking. Now you better decide whose side are you on. I grew up with that song. Yeah.
That's a good one, man. I remember writing that song. I remember the night we wrote that song. And we were very stoned.
The video clip is amazing. Let me tell you, the video clip is amazing. We love it in South America. I'm from Peru, and you know how many times I saw that video in Lima? Woof! In 1994.
That's right. Woof! I remember because we came down there with Megadeth in 1994, and that was the Crank tour. Do you remember? And it was an amazing time.
Oh my God! Great. Well, Ricky.
Yeah.
Any last words in this interview?
Yeah, thank you to everybody for all the support. Please check out my new album, and everybody be safe and be well, and keep listening to music.